Hey, happy Sunday. One of my favorite days of the week. My favorite days usually, to be honest with you, are, I don't know. It's like, Friday and Sundays are pretty good because I read at my shops. Raven and Crone is more of like this witchy oracle vibe on Fridays, and then I'm here at Elementary Essentials, and it's very much like reading inside of a crystal ball vibe, which I love. But today I want to do a reading from this gorgeous space because it's Taurus season, and it's been for a minute. But I'm Taurus rising, I'm a Pisces, and then Taurus rising, Libra moon. The Libra moon makes things very confusing when it comes to my emotions and love, because sometimes I will do things out of boredom, which I don't love about myself, but the Taurus side I like. Whenever I think of the archetype of Taurus, it is very driven, ambitious, and there's this like biggest ambitious side. It's like there's a duality to it, and there's a couple actually moving parts. But in Taurians and Taurus, it's big, ambitious, but it's someone who like loves luxury and loves like really to be surrounded by beautiful things, which is something I definitely clearly vibe with. But also there's this other part to them that they love quiet luxury. Like, so they love to be at home, stay at home. They're a bit of like home buddies. And I definitely notice, I'm taking note of myself right now as my home life is changing because I am selling my RV. And doing a lot there. I am actually moving out of her at the end of the month and bringing her up to Pennsylvania to throw in my parents' backyard for a couple months while I sell her. And then once I lock down a spot, I'm actually moving in with my partner and Sam. And that's a lot of change. And it's a lot of change around home and family life, big time. And so I'm noticing that there's like all of this disruption because it's very, it feels a little destabilizing to me. You're gonna hear an ambulance here in a second. Let me just wait until that passes. A little coffee break. I may have lived, or I may be living in Asheville, but sometimes it feels a lot like New York City, where there used to be that noise all the fucking time. And kind of LA too, when I lived in West Hollywood. Anyway, but I'm noticing a lot about like my home life changing, and as it's shifting and changing, I'm noticing myself kind of leaning more into my Taurus side because it is the season where it's like, I crave quiet and I crave kind of incubation in my home. And as my home life and my home space is shifting, it just means different things to me now. And so anyone out there who is experiencing this big shift in home and family, and I think in the space of Taurus, a lot of us are, I just wanted to do a couple polls just to kind of help us navigate through that energy, that Taurian energy. Life imitates art. Current energy is Awaz, which is the letter M in the, I don't know if you can see it, in the runic alphabet. There it is. It quite literally means you're moving, bitch. So it means movement, and it means like sometimes it's like getting up and like shifting in movement and like changing energy from stagnancy to movement. But this, whenever I pull this rune for people, it literally means that they are moving. So we're in my reading right now as we speak. But the challenge is through all of this is Dega, which is breakthrough. I'm actually going to clarify that with another rune because, yeah, why not? And Isaz is stillness, and I just like actually talked about this. Dega is like breakthrough and stillness. It's actually like in all of these shifts and all of these changes that are happening during this season, maybe the challenge is sometimes to just sit still for a second and allow some of the, like taking a deep breath and taking a break from like what life is in that moment can sometimes help. I know for me, right now, I'm literally packing up my Avion. I'm putting everything into storage. I'm like prepping her for a trip. It's like I'm looking at places to live with my partner. Like all of those things are happy shifts. But in those moments where I go really quiet and still are the times where I like check back in with myself. And I feel like, sometimes it is a challenge to do that because I just sometimes want to just keep moving, to keep the momentum going. But as we all know, sometimes when we take a break from all of like the shifts and the movement, like the craziness that is life, sometimes we kind of take that breath to gain our energy back again and make it happen. And the outcome of that energy is laguz, which is letting go, which is flow. Like, quite honestly, I don't know if it's going to capture it. There we go. Laguz is the letter L. It means flow. So it's almost like things are moving fast, and sometimes maybe too fast for your own taste. But sometimes taking breaks in between just to kind of check in with yourself are going to be the good thing to do, the right thing to do. And then the outcome of that is just keeping things moving and flowing as they should be. I don't know, it's kind of like a normie reading. It's like, you know, it's telling you what you already know or what I already know. But just remember, as all of these shifts and movements are happening during this season, because it is meant to kind of, it's a decadent season, but also it's like, it's going to teach you about pacing yourself, and you may find yourself wanting to incubate, stay at home, relax, like, you know, kind of hide from the world a little bit more. And so when you get that feeling, just like pay attention to it, listen to it, and step into it. But yeah, I hope everyone else is having a gorgeous day. It is so stunning outside. It makes me want to be out in a waterfall, but I will do that later on this week. But have a great rest of your weekend and take care.